Hi everyone, thank you for your attendance today, and we appreciate the time you endeavor to your we appreciate your time for your endeavor to remain in Australia in the coming months or years. So we are Asia Pacific Group and we are located here in Melbourne CBD. So today we have our webinar entitled Extend Your Stay 5 Visa Expiry Solutions. Let me share my presentation. Yep. So this is our webinar for today. So my name is Nicole Ting. Hold on. Okay. So my name is Nicole Ting. I'm the team lead admissions together with Bianca Mercado. She's a Filipino counselor. So together we'll be assisting you with education and migration services. And we also have Yizhen Zhao, our registered migration agent with 10 years of experience providing reliable and professional migration advice. So we are here to assist you with your dreams to stay in Australia, especially if you have any visa expiry, any visas that are expiring soon. So yeah, we'll be happy to assist you for your questions at the end of the webinar today. So stay tuned and please take notes. So let's start with our disclaimer. The content of this webinar is for information purposes only. Whilst every effort has been made to ensure the accuracy of the materials contained here and incorporated by reference, this presentation is not intended to constitute legal or immigration advice. So we do not advise you to act on the basis of the material contained in this presentation without obtaining advice relevant to your individual circumstances. So we highly recommend taking professional advice on matters related to immigration. So we do highly encourage everyone to visit our office here in Melbourne CBD. Okay, important considerations. Your visa expiry timeline. So it is crucial to be aware of your visa's expiration date. Ensure you start planning for your next steps at least 6 months before your visa expires. But should you have a visa with less than 6 months before its expiration, we'll still be happy to assist you. Consequences of overstaying. Okay. Overstaying can lead to penalties, including visa refusal or deportation. Always ensure you maintain your lawful status. So the purpose of this guide is to explore available options to extend your stay in Australia legally, whether for further study, work, or other purposes. And legal advice, consider consulting with a registered migration agent such as Asia Pacific Group agents for personalized advice based on your situation. Okay. So we're about to present 5 visa expiry solutions. The first one would be to apply for a new student visa, subclass 500. At the bottom, to take note, starting this 1st of July this year, holders of certain visas, such as subclass 485 temporary graduate visa and subclass 600 visitor visa or tourist visa, will no longer be able to apply for student visa while in Australia. But you can still apply for a student visa offshore, meaning outside Australia or in your home country, and wait for the outcome of your application. So that includes other visa subclasses, such as subclass 601, Electronic Travel Authority, 602, Medical Treatment, 651, E-Visitor, and 988, Maritime Crew. So if you have any of these visas, we require you to return to your home country when you apply for your student visa. So for the requirements, we'll be covering this the bullet list here. We have COE, confirmation of enrollment, meaning we need to apply you. We will be assisting you with looking for a school or institution in Australia, depending with the state that you prefer, with the course as well that you prefer to study, if you wish to study again or if you wish to study for the first time. So we'll be assisting you from counseling to visa application. And then for the English language entry requirement, financial, GSR, and OSHC. So to cover that, let's start with English as well. Sorry. And for that, advantages of studying or having a student visa. So up to 3 years of stay to work part-time, up to 48 hours per fortnight during study period. You're allowed to work while you're studying, basically. So you also have unlimited work hours during designated course breaks. So if you're not studying at the if you're not studying, example, or from October to the next intake in March, then you could be working in for full time. If you have March and July intakes only, then you have time to work full time. Family members, spouse and children can be included in the application and can also work and study in Australia. So having a student visa also provides a pathway to permanent residency depending on your course, on your choice of course. It also allows the holder for further education and potential migration options. You may have 485 temporary graduate visa or other skilled visas. So for requirements, we have English language requirement for higher education programs, meaning bachelor and master's. It is a requirement to have 6.5 IELTS overall score with no less than 5.5 for each band, meaning the reading, writing, listening, speaking tests. And for vocational or VET courses such as certificate, diploma, advanced diploma, graduate diploma, it is a requirement to have an IELTS score of 6.0 overall score with no less than 5.5 each band. And then exemptions may also apply. So we have here on the graph, 6.0 because we require 6.0 for vocational course. But if you don't meet that, if you currently hold an English score and you didn't meet the 6.0, you may apply for ELICOS or English language intensive courses with a school. We could package that with ELICOS for 10 weeks, and then you only need to have at least 5.5 IELTS score or PTE equivalent. Or if you have 5.0 score, then we will need to package for 20 weeks of ELICOS or an English language intensive course together with your program. Okay. Then evidence of financial capacity. So it's always it's a requirement to have a show money by calculating the living expenses, the 1-year tuition fee, schooling costs if you have any dependents, and travel costs. So this is the updated figures from this year. It has been increased from the past few months or for the past year actually. So for living expenses for students or guardians, it's at 29,710. If you have a partner coming with you, it's an additional of 10,394. And if you're bringing your child with you as well, it's 4,449. Plus 1 year of tuition fee. So it depends if you'll be choosing vocational or higher education programs such as bachelor or master's. So for schooling costs for dependents, we need to add 13,500 per year for every child. And then travel costs, it's 2,000 to 3,000 for offshore applicants if you are residing outside Australia. While if you're already here in Australia, in Melbourne city or any cities in the country, we only need to add at 1,000 for the computation. So just for an example, if you are a single applicant and you prefer to have a certificate or diploma program, and you're already here onshore, here in Melbourne, for example, then we'll only need to add this fee. So 29,710 plus, let's say, about 15,000 for vocational. Just a note, vocational could range around 10,000 to about 20,000. So let's say average is 15 plus travel cost of $1,000. Show money could be 45,700. So we will require this much amount of money if you have this certain circumstance. Yep. So we'll have to check with you case-to-case basis how much you'll have to provide for your show money. So what kind of documents we have to provide? The DHA accepts 3 months bank statement, student loan, proof of funds for student loan, scholarships or similar financial support, or alternatively, you could provide income tax return or notice of assessment, provided you have your sponsor or your could be your parents or your partner could provide or have an annual income of at least 87,856 in Australian dollar equivalent in the 12 months immediately before application. So if you're bringing your family members, you must provide at least 102,500 Australian dollar. Okay. Okay, we also have another requirement, genuine student requirement, GS that has been replaced GTE. So if you're a student before you may be familiar with this requirement when you have created your statement of purpose, where you have noted why you wish to pursue a program, which school, career progress, all about your home ties as well, any properties that you may have in your home countries. So this GS has superseded GTE, but we will still require your statement of purpose and GS using the guide that we will provide you. So GS is we would say is easier than the GTE because you only have to provide 150 words and it's straight to the point answers that is required for the GS part. And lastly, it's important to highlight that if you're doing certificate, diploma, or advanced diploma level, they are in different, they're in a lower AQF level. So you'll have to progress to a higher AQF level, such as bachelor's degree or master's degree. If you have finished, let's say, certificate 3 and 4, then you'll have to go to diploma. If you have finished diploma, you could go with advanced diploma or bachelor's. And then if you've already finished your bachelor's degree here, then we highly encourage you to go to master's degree. Downscaling from master's to certificate level would impose like a red flag, we would say, in DHA, because it's not logically good to be downscaling. So we encourage you to go in a higher level AQF level program when you finish any of the lower level AQF level programs or courses. So yeah. Okay, we'll move to solution number 2. We have Bianca Mercado to discuss the next solution. We have Zach, our MARN agent, to discuss about our next solution.
Not working? Okay. Apologize in advance. I do have a very funny throat today. There's one more coming. Okay. So solution number 2 and number 3 are very similar. We are talking about 407 and the 482 visa. These two visas must be sponsored, so I'll put them together. Usually we're looking at a few things for these two visas. The most important thing is you must be claiming that you are working for a occupation on the occupational list. And second thing is you must be sponsored by employer. And these two visas offers different sponsorships. 407 offers a training visa sponsorship, which by itself does not have a PR pathway, but it gives you more time to position yourself for a PR. For example, after 1 year of 407 visa, you may be eligible for 482 visa already. So it is a visa that we often consider. For example, if you have a student visa and if you're on a student visa, but by the end you realize you're not eligible for the 485 visa, 407 is usually the solution for you. So what you need to do is find a sponsor and let the sponsor talk to us. We make sure that the sponsor is eligible. We organize the training plan for you, and then you can get a training visa for up to 2 years, usually 1.5 years. It will be more than enough time for you to jump to the next visa solution, for example, 482 visa. Sorry. For the 482 visa, it's usually we call it standard business sponsorship visa. It is the most common sponsored visa right now. A lot of clients will have applicants will have questions like, am I eligible, or will my employer be eligible? So there are two parts. I will assess your employer to see if they can offer a position for you, and we will also assess you and see if you are eligible to be sponsored. For your employer part, usually we look at a few things. First thing is how much turnover they have, how much money they made last year. Second thing is how many employees they have. The third thing is how much they pay their employee. So usually we will have to have a one-on-one meeting with your employer because they probably don't want to share this information with you. But once we have this information, we'll be able to advise you whether the employer is likely to be eligible for this sponsorship. And for your eligibility requirement, you must be, as I said, on the occupation list, and must have relevant qualification, work experience, and skills for the nominated occupation. For work experience, sorry. For work experience, at the moment, the requirement is 2 years relevant full-time experience. But after November, it's likely that they are going to reduce it to 1 year work experience. You have to have meet the minimum English proficiency requirement. With this different string, they have different requirements from 4.5 to 5.0 in each band. And you have to meet the character health requirements. So you have to be healthy, and you have to be a, let's say, non-criminal. You have to be a good person. It gives you 4 years of stay, depending on the nationality, occupation, and the streams. It provides you a pathway to permanent residency. That's the major difference between this visa and the 407 visa. 407 visa does not offer permanent residency straight away. This visa will. But look, this visa requires you to have 1 or 2 years work experience. So for newly graduates, for example, you just finished your student visa, you probably are not able to do for A2 visa because you are lacking experience. The solution will be for training visa for 1 or 2 years, then you'll be eligible for A2 visa. And then you can get the pathway to PR. The family members can be included, and the family members will have full-time work rights and or study rights if they want. Family members are the spouse and any children under 18 or under 23, but still dependent on you. Applicants can travel in and out of Australia freely when they hold this visa. Yes, there are no restrictions when they travel. The next thing is when we talk about the occupations. What does it mean? There are 3 streams of the visa. Sorry, it's jumping around. Let me go back to, yeah. There's 3 strings at the moment. At the moment, there are 2 occupation lists: the short-term list, medium and the long-term list. We're not discussing labor agreement today because that's a very specialized business sponsorship visa. If you have any questions about labor agreement, just contact us. We have to do a one-on-one session to discuss this. Okay. So for today, we just talk about short-term string and medium and long-term string. Short-term string is the occupations that required but not on high demand in Australia, such as cooks, marketing specialists. Well, I want another example. ICT data analysts. So these occupations are required, or Australia recognizes that we need these occupations, but they are not on high demand. So they give the applicants 2 years on 482 visa, and they have the chance of jumping into 186 permanent residency visa. For medium and long-term string, these are the occupations on high demand. Australia recognizes that we do need these people. Oh, there is a newcomer. Medium and long-term people, things like teachers, nurses, IT experts, engineers. We have a very high demand, so they are on prioritized pathway. For example, if you apply for 482 visa, you can get 4 years instead of 2 years on the 482 visa. and you have easier or more pathways to PR. However, they just announced a few days ago, I think it's 2 days ago or 3 days ago. Oh my God. Yes, 2 or 3 days ago that they are going to abolish the current occupation list from they call it ASCO to OSCAR, occupation skill something list Australia something. I don't remember the actual name. And more details will come in the next few weeks. There's a good chance that they are going to change the structure and also the definition of short-term, medium, long-term list in or about December this year. So we will definitely make another webinar and discuss this new occupation list once they publish the draft or give us more information. But just remember the occupation list of short-term, long-term we described today may not be current after in a few weeks' time. So this is a 482 and a 407 visa. Let me just pass it to Bianca, and she will introduce you to partner visa. Thanks.
So good afternoon, everyone. I'm Bianca. I'm a Filipino student counselor, and I also assist Zach with some migration inquiries. So another solution for visa expiration is applying for a partner visa. So partner visa is when you have a relationship with a citizen, Australian citizen, a permanent resident visa holder, or an eligible New Zealand citizen. So all applicants must meet health and character requirements, and of course, the applicant and the sponsor must be 18 years old and above. That's the minimum age requirement to apply for a partner visa. So what kind of relationships are eligible for partner visa? So we have the de facto relationship, those who are married or living together for 12 months. So if in case you have a partner here in Australia who is an Australian citizen, make sure that you meet this requirements. Either you are in a de facto relationship, you are married, or must be living together for 12 months, because that is the crucial part when applying for partner visa. Also, the relationship must be exclusive. So meaning it's just the two of you in this relationship, of course, and it must be genuine and continuing. So when applying for a partner visa, the immigration will look at the aspects of the relationship. So that is your social aspect. Does your family know of this relationship? Do you go out with your friends? So the social aspect. Next is the financial aspect. Do you have shared bank accounts? Do you share the bills? Do you let's say, give allowances to each other? So that's also considered as the financial. Number 2 is the living arrangement. So again, partner visa will look on your living arrangement. So eventually, when you apply for partner visa, you must consider to be living together. And lastly is the commitment. So what are your plans for the future? Do you plan to get married or have children? So in this application, you will discuss this with the application and with the migration agent. So it's a continuing continuing application, because this visa will take about up to 2 years for this to be processed. Of course, we have the advantages of visa. So when you apply for a partner visa, it has a pathway to permanent residency for most applicants, and with access to care, education, and other social services here in Australia. Number 2, it allows visa holders to work and study in Australia. So that is also a full-time work and full-time study in Australia. And lastly, it brings opportunity for your spouse and children to be here in Australia. So also, not everyone is eligible to sponsor for a partner visa. So for example, I'm an Australian citizen, and let's say I have a criminal history, I'm not eligible to apply for a partner visa. So they will also, of course, do background check for the sponsor. It shouldn't have a criminal history, and the sponsor must not be able to sponsor twice in his lifetime for this kind of visa. Next solution is applying for a tourist visa. So this is the very last option that we suggest when you're nearing your visa expiration, is to apply for a tourist visa. So we can apply a tourist visa while you are here on shore, but again, it must show that you are staying temporarily here in Australia. You must also demonstrate financial capacity to cover your stay here in Australia, and including your accommodation, travel, and expenses. You must also meet the Australia's health standards, so you will do medical examination afterwards, after the visa lodgement. And of course, police clearance certificate may be required to prove good character. Also, you have to provide evidence of, this is not really recommended, but it is highly suggested to provide book flight ticket to return to your home country. And positive travel history may be considered when applying for tourist visa. So they will also look your other visa applications to other countries, should you have. So you must not overstay in other countries. So this tourist visa allows you to stay for up to 12 months here in Australia. Also, when getting this visa, you can do maximum of only 3 months to study. And lastly, you can have a multiple entry visa, allowing you to leave and return to Australia within the visa's validity period. But again, this is the very last option we suggest if all else fails. So you must also consider your profile and your career background or career options. So of course, you have to maybe talk to your employer first if you're eligible for the 482 visa, the employer sponsorship, or maybe you can apply again for another student visa. So next steps. First, of course, you must review your visa options, just like what I said, and begin the application process before your current visa expires. So we highly suggest to seek advice with us, and of course with Zach, our registered migration agent, at least 6 months before your visa expires, so that we can, consider all other options that you can have, and of course your background and your career options with your employer. Keep informed, so stay updated on any changes to immigration laws and visa requirements. So nowadays, Australia's Department of Home Affairs have been very strict when it comes to visa applications, especially on student visa and tourist visa, and also the 485 visa. So they have been reviewing lately, so it's best to stay updated, and of course seek our advice from us, just in case you missed any new changes. And lastly, gather all necessary documentation and ensure your application is complete and accurate to avoid delays. So of course, you have to keep track of all your documentation, your education qualifications here in Australia, all your visa copies. Also, maybe if you have any health records, you have to keep documentation of whatever documents you have. So lastly, we would just like to promote our program, Refer and Earn up to $500. So if ever you have a friend or a family member who wants to apply here in Australia to study, we give up to $500 referral amount if you take bachelor's or master's, $300 for vet admission, and $100 for professional year. So we will just like to again thank everyone for attending this webinar, and we would like to for you guys to meet our Melbourne team. So again, we are located at level 7, 278 Collins Street here in Melbourne CBD, just beside Flight Center.
Hello, खुश आमदीद.
Hello, chào các bạn.
Hello, Namaste.
Namaskaram. Welcome to Asia Pacific Group.
Hello, kamusta?
Hello, Sat Shri Akal.
Hello，你好。
Hello, Namaste.
Hi, kabayan. Kamusta?
Namaste, Sat Shri Akal, Khush Aamdeed, and Kumusta.
So I think we will proceed now with the question and answer. So if you have any questions regarding your visa expiration, please type in, or maybe you can speak so everyone could also have a healthy discussion. Any questions?
Yes, my question is that if I have already applied the visa on 30th of June, and if the visa is expired, then what are the opportunities for us?
Which visa did you apply?
I have applied student visa for my wife. She is 41-year-old because we are on a 485 visa.
You were on 485 visa and you applied for a student visa for her.
We are 4 family members. We are all on a 485 visa.
Yes.
And because I haven't do the job ready in my
Yes.
field, so I don't have any option. So I have applied my wife's student visa on 30th of June.
Okay.
So if the visa is refused, for example, then what will be the opportunities for us?
If it's refused, you will have to go for the appeal process. Go to the tribunal. It's called ART, Administrative Reviews Tribunal now. Go to the tribunal and get the review done. It will take about 1 year to 1 year and a half. During the period, you can still go through your job ready program.
Still, I will go for the job ready.
Yes.
Because I have already completed my degree in carpentry from it's already past 1.5 year. Is that still possible to I will do the job ready?
Yes. Have you started the job ready program?
Sorry?
Have you started the job ready program?
Okay.
No, that's the question. Have you started the job ready program or you haven't?
No, I haven't started the job ready
Then you should start now.
because my
You
TR
can
will
still
be
start now, yes. I recommend you to visit us and we can just help you with the job ready program. Bianca here will help you.
okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And if the visa is refused, can I still have a full working right?
Yes.
Oh,
Did you apply? Did your wife apply for master's program?
no, he applied for the diploma.
Diploma, then you don't have a full
No.
working rights.
If they refuse this, they're still on bridging visa. So yeah, even if it's refused, you still have full-time work rights. Because
Okay.
you'll be the same bridging visa you have right now.
Yes. Because we are on a 485 visa.
Yes.
So, okay, we'll move on to the next question from Justin. Do you have an idea if it's best to do skills assessment now since they will have this change from ANSCO to OSCA or OSCA? Is there a possibility that your occupation will be removed from ANSCO?
It's too early to tell. I'm not too sure yet. That's why I said you should check to us in the next few weeks. I don't think it's very likely for a lot of occupations to be removed from the list, but they may do some small changes. My understanding is that at the moment, the occupation list is called ANSCO, so it's a joint list between Australia and New Zealand. And after this change, they are going to be separated. We have the Australian occupation list, and New Zealand will have theirs. So I think it will offer more flexibility. But when it comes to most of occupations, I don't think they are going to remove a lot of occupations. Small changes only.
Okay, next question from Yuri. Can I please ask about 491 visa?
Yes, but 491 visa is not covered by this by today, so I recommend you to give us a call or email so we can discuss your matter with the 491 visa.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, what's your question since you are here?
I am living in Victoria, and I also have graduated from Kukari School in Victoria regional area. And then
Yeah.
I have done skill assessment, just expecting my result for a couple of months. And if I get the result, I believe that I can submit EOI for
Yeah,
Victoria.
definitely, but you need to, for you to get the best chance, you need to find a job in regional area as
Yeah,
a.
I actually working as a chef.
Okay, then I believe you have a reasonable chance.
Yeah, and then I just heard the news about 491 in Victoria. They released for the graduation subclass, and also just the regular subclass for 491.
Yes,
And then, is it possible to submit EOI for both subclasses or just one subclasses?
just one subclass. You can only make one ROI.
Okay. So if I were working as a chef, already working, I can only go for just regular 491, not for the graduate the stream that recently.
No, it doesn't work that way. You can declare both. They will notice that you are newly graduate and you are working in 491, so they will notice. Your case will be stronger that way.
Okay. Thank
Yeah.
you.
No worries.
Okay, thank you, Yuri. We have next question from Dave. Hi guys, nice to meet you all and thanks for the info. This might be obvious, but still checking. For the partner visa, can someone be eligible to sponsor if he's been separated for 3 years now, but is not yet divorced?
Sorry, I don't understand the question.
Could you please, Dave, could you please elaborate your question, please?
The sponsor hasn't been divorced.
Hi.
Yeah, hi, Dave.
Hi, nice to meet you guys. So I just wanted to check for the partner visa.
Yep.
So if
Yes,
the
yes.
sponsor, I'm just wondering, so if the sponsor, so can the sponsor be what's this one? So an Australian citizen, but he's not yet divorced, but he's been separated for 3 years. That's the question. Is he eligible to sponsor for a partner visa if he's still technically married, but he's been separated?
Separated meaning they're not living together anymore, right?
Yeah, yep.
Under some circumstance, yes. If the divorce is virtually impossible, for example, in some countries, it's nearly impossible to get a divorce, then permanent separation can be accepted.
But he's based here. So divorce is an option, but it's not yet done.
Then it will be difficult. It's still possible, but it will be difficult. You have to explain why you're not divorcing.
Okay. Okay, got it. Thank you.
No worries.
Thank you, Dave. So we have another question from Amriani. Hi, I'm 46 years old and just graduated in MBA, Project Management from Kaplan in Adelaide. Is there any opportunity for me to apply for permanent residency?
It's going to be a very difficult case because you are not able to. The most work visa and the skilled visa cutoff will be 45 years of age. If you are already 46, you cannot apply for most of the visas. But however, you are in Adelaide. If you finish the study in Adelaide, it means that you may be able to access to Dharma program. As I said, it's complicated. I highly recommend you to contact us through the contact information here on the slides. Let me just turn to the contact information pages. Yeah, just contact us by email so we can help you further. This is a much longer discussion than a usual Q&A. So reach out to us, please.
Next is again from Day. I think this is regarding on her application. Do you have an idea how many points are now getting invited for early childhood teacher PR visa application?
The most recent round, just let me see. I think it's 70.
Did you say 70, Zach?
I'm checking, just give me a second. I think
Oh,
it's
no worries.
75. Sorry.
75. Oh, that's pretty
75.
high. Yeah, but the minimum is 65, right? 60, 65?
Yes, but the invitation points in the most recent round was 75 points.
Right. Okay, thank you.
Again from Yuri, I am living in Victoria and have 45 visa. Can I submit EY for both subclasses, graduation and normal one? I forgot the name of subclass.
Sorry, that question was I asked earlier. So
Okay.
okay. And can I ask a different question?
Yep.
I actually working as a chef, and then my company offer me as a sponsorship, and then but I wanted to go for the chef, but then this company previously sponsored two chefs as a cook, and then I just concerned if they go for sponsor as a cook, it might affecting for the experience for chef or something. So
So you said that you are applying as a cook now for the sponsor.
I am actually negotiating with the company, so I want.
I thought you were doing your 45. Oh, sorry. I thought you were doing your skill assessment, aren't you?
Yeah, I have done this skill assessment at on site, so just expecting for the resulting for the final.
So when is your visa going to expire?
Next year in July.
In where? July.
Yeah.
So, look, if you ask me, I think you should wait for a few more months and see if you can get a 491 visa. Because it will be a much more reliable and cheaper option than getting sponsorship.
Okay. But then the TIA, they are like a processing so long. I've been waiting more than a year, and then I just
Yeah, I understand.
worried and concerned. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
No.
Thank you, Yuri. We have not sure Varuni. So you're in South Australia, family of 3. Would you like to discuss your situation with us?
Yes, the thing is, we have already applied for ROI and EOI. This is regarding my husband's occupation, right? He's a general motor mechanic. So we are under 485 at the moment. Our visa is getting expired on 9th of December. So we didn't get the invitation yet. But if we go for like 407 visa, do we have full working rights?
For the visa, the main applicant can work full-time. The dependent can only work 20 hours a week.
If it is granted, or with the bridging visa, can we do work, right?
The bridging visa, you can still work full-time. But once it's granted, you can work. The main applicant can work full-time. The secondary applicant, meaning you, the dependent, can only work 20 hours a week. Remember, it's different from student visa. Student visa can work 24 hours a week, but for training visa, the dependent can only work 20 hours a week.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Varuni. Hi guys, thanks for doing this webinar on so important issue. I missed the initial 30 minutes webinar, unfortunately. This video, I think, will be uploaded on YouTube, so you can watch it again from there.
Yes.
I think we already answered your question, right, Varuni?
Yes, thank you so much.
And I think we have last question from Rani. Interested with Dhamma program. Would you like to discuss your case with us? Amrani? Is Amrani with us? Yeah. So what's your question about the Dhamma program?
Mhm. Okay, while waiting, we have here the offices that we have at APG and the email address that you can use if you wish to contact us. Okay, so we have this.
I'm not sure if we can.
You can download it.
There.
Production operator.
So what's your question?
Mm.
I'm not eligible for PR.
Yes. If you depends on the Dharma program where you are and the agreement, but most of the Dharma program has PR pathway. Look, it's more complicated than that because each Dharma area has a different agreement. So depends on your age, English, the area of sponsorship. It may have different results, but most cases, yes, if you're on the production manager, operation manager, or production operator, if I should say, you should have a Dharma program. You should be eligible for Dharma program, and you should be able to get a PR after the temporary sponsorship. But once again, as I said, Dharma is way more complicated than a Q&A section. You should contact us by email and let us get back to you.
Do we have any more questions? We still have 2 minutes, or we could extend it a little bit if you could have any more questions for us.
Can I ask one more question, please, guys?
Yes, hi.
Go
Yes,
ahead.
Dave.
Sure.
So I'm on a student visa. I
Mhm.
started with my original course was MBA and then switched to early childhood education. So now I need to extend my visa for another year. I haven't really researched on how to extend the visa, but will that be, I guess, looked at? Will that be like a sort of like a yellow flag to the DHA because I switched to another course? Although my course now, I'll be finishing the course in April, the first year of it. And then I'm gonna apply for the extension because my visa is expiring in August of 2025. But the new course, I will finish it in August 2026 or April 2026, I think. So I just wanted to get a sense of how will it be difficult to get an extension for my student visa if I change my course?
So initially you were studying MBA and then switched to graduate diploma, correct?
Yeah, yep.
So basically, or did you package your graduate diploma with masters of teaching?
Yes, I did.
Okay, that's good. So you maintain the AQF level. It will affect your application, yes, because you switched your initial course, then switch to graduate diploma of early childhood. But you have to just discuss thoroughly in your GTE and GSR on why you switched the course. So maybe it's just you were exposed to a new job, new type of job, and or you were surrounded with let's say instances wherein you attended, like, let's say childcare childcare webinars or childcare centers, or you were just basically exposed to this new industry, so you just have to clearly explain in your GD GSR.
Sorry, what's GSR again?
genuine student requirement. So that's the new requirement starting March 23 of this year. So you have to do
Oh,
2 statements. One is the GT and one is the GSR.
so even for extension of my visa, I have to submit those too?
Yes, so it's like a new application.
Oh, really?
Yes, so you have to provide English test and show money as well.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay, got it. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
So I think that's it. Again, thank you for attending this webinar. I hope we were able to enlighten everyone regarding your visa expiration. I think we still have last
Okay, just one
question.
more question.
We'll take one last question from iPhone user. Hi, I am on 485 visa expiring September 2026. My skill occupation is mechanical engineering, but I only have minimum points, which is 65.
Can you please?
Can you please recommend me how I can utilize my remaining 2 years with alternative path? Mechanical engineering.
Yes. So for this, if you only have 65 points, the first thing you should do is obviously getting more points. You can achieve more points by getting a better English skill assessment or get more work experience. You said your visa is going to be expiring in September 2026, so you can at least get 5 points for your English for your work experience, and also you should consider CCL test. That's the first thing. Second thing is you should consider getting an employer sponsorship visa. So if you get a sponsor, if you are working as a mechanical engineer and your boss says, okay, we want to keep you in the company, maybe contact us and we can make an assessment, see if we can organize the employer sponsorship visa for you. Third thing is if you are not able to do the first two, I recommend you to move to Western Australia, South Australia for a better chance because Victoria is very crowded. This year, Western Australia and South Australia has the same invitation quantity, almost the same as Victoria. So they are much more friendly towards applicants when it comes to 190 and 491 visas. So that's the recommendation. You should consider these three. Let me just recap. Get more points, obviously. Second thing, consider sponsorship visa, get your employer to sponsor you. Third thing, move to relocate to Western Australia or South Australia and find a job there. That will maximize your chance.
Okay, that's it. Again, thank you for attending this webinar. Yes.
Just send an email about my current. Yeah, we will look at the email and get back to you. Thank you.
Yes. Again, we appreciate the time that you've provided or you've given to us, to our team, and we would really hope that you could visit us in our office here in level 7,
278 Collins Street. And if you have any more questions, you can email us at c6@asiapacificgroup.com and visa8@asiapacificgroup.com, and we will attend to your inquiries.
Yes, and we also hope that you would be referring us to your families or friends as we provide a referral fee for you guys. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you again,
And,
and have a good afternoon.
we hope to see you in the next webinar. Bye.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye-bye.